Welcome back. Welcome back to hmm, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to another video. All right. So it's budget update day. I had a stream going, and for some reason I didn't have something right, so I had to fix it. Sorry, y'all. So I'm trying to make sure that I can see this stream, which I don't see. Let me go to a different thing and see if I see it. Okay. I'm trying to make sure that this stream is up. Well, hello, everybody. Okay, I see some people in. Do a video, a favor, like the video, share, subscribe, do all the things. So y'all, okay, you've noticed the title. This is my budget update. And I got the shock of my life. I did not realize that my GLP-1 was going to double in price. And I don't mean it just, I mean, it shocked me to no end. So long story short, I've been doing the GLP-1s. Let me see. This will be my third refill. So August, June, the end of May, I got my first prescription. Started in June, finished up July. Now I'm going into August. And for the first couple of months, I paid $149. Paid $149 the first time, $149 the second time. And so I thought, oh, no, I actually paid $99 the first time. And then I paid $149 and $149. Get that right? Yes, because this is going into my third refill. So I got the initial prescription, refill 1, refill 2. This is my third refill. So the guy was saying that, because I thought after paying the $99, then after paying the $149, I thought $149 was going to be the price. And when I called to get my refill done yesterday, because I'm out, well, I have 2 more days, and then I'm out of the 4.0, and I'll jump to the 9.0. It was $299. And y'all, my feelings were so hurt. I was so crushed. So crushed because I could hear the people. Well, Shakima, hey now, good to see everybody. Y'all let me know who's watching in the comments. That's always helpful and fun to see who's out here and to be able to have real conversations and say names. So that's real helpful. They were like, well, Shakima, if you knew your GLP-1 went up, but you still got your nails done. Can I say this? And I'm saying this with all sincerity of heart. I went to get my nails done yesterday morning. I didn't order my medication until I got home later in the afternoon. Had I known prior to making that nail appointment that my medication was going to double, I would not have gotten my nails done because I had to manage in my brain. Now I've planned for all of my money. Now, how exactly am I going to make up for this extra $150 that I didn't plan on? And so I even had to I told the people, I said, well, I'll call you back because I could not jump that gun. I could not make that decision right then because I was so confusion about, wait, where am I going to come up with the extra $150? Not to mention that, but I also had someone who blessed me with a monetary gift saying, do something for yourself. I would have used that for the medication. Wouldn't have been fun, but I would have still done it because I would have considered that for myself. So that was $200, actually $220 because I left a tip. When I think about the fact, Lord have mercy. But I'm seeing the comment says, yes, the price of GLP-1 goes up as the dosage goes up. Hey, everybody. But I've been seeing several different companies online just advertising it for the $149. So I'm thinking, do I need to change companies? But I don't want to start all over. I don't want to start something different. I'm good on this. Uh, so far, I've not experienced any stomach dumping. I did have cramps one day, but I don't think that came from the medication. I've had a slight nausea, but that goes away with peppermint, which is what I typically tend to use for nausea. Try not to use any medications. But I didn't realize, and I'm like, Lord, there's got to be a better way. So what I hear, this could be, I might not be saying this right, I could be wrong, is that the state health plan is going to start covering, I think it's Zepbound. It's either Zepbound or something else, but it's the semaglutide. It's something, I don't want to say it wrong, in October. Going back to cover in October. And can I tell you, I sure hope they do. I'll switch it for that if the health plan, because I'm paid at $299. Excuse me, y'all. That's 11 times what I was paying when I was using my health insurance. It was $24.99, $25. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me right now that I'm spending this much more. But the truth of the matter is, as much as I go to the gym, as much as I try to watch what I eat, I am so okay. So Blue Cross, so we switched away from Blue Cross Blue Shield two years ago, and we're now on Aetna. And you have the federal plan. Is that federal plan? I don't want to say that wrong, but we had state health plan, and state health plan stopped covering it 2 years ago, which is why I went off, because the state health plan would not pay for it anymore. Well, it is not and my doctor doesn't even go through a local pharmacy. She goes through like a kind of off pharmacy, just trying to get the best prices that she can get. At this point, I take $100 because $299. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Crazy work, crazy work. But still, in all, trying to go to the gym, eat healthy, do all the things, and manage my hormones, which I forgot to put my put my patch on. Okay, I don't know what that plan is, but we have Blue Cross Blue Shield State Health, and they don't do it anymore. Okay, federal, right? So I thought that's what it was, but they are not doing it on the state health plan at all. I know my sister has federal insurance. It's not Blue Cross. It's a different one. Don't remember what it is, but she gets hers for $24.99. Ours will not do it. But I did hear this also as well, that we're going back to Blue Cross Blue Shield, and we're getting away from Aetna with the next enrollment period, which starts in October. I don't know. We'll see. It's a tough sell, because it's really literally in your brain, right? It's a brain thing. When I got off of everything, and then I tried to go back to do the what is it called? Contrave. Sorry, y'all. I was gonna say conclave, and I knew that was wrong. Contrave. Contrave has two active ingredients. One is bupropion, and one is for the weight loss. Now, the bupropion in the conclave helped me be very clear like I felt lifted in my brain space. Like I felt very light. I felt very with it. Almost kind of like how you feel when you are on keto, right? Just I am here. I am so together with it. But the weight loss part was terrible. I was sick every day. I was sick every day from that medication. And I couldn't figure, I was taking it like I was supposed to. This many pills in the morning, this many pills at night, whatever. But I was sick, and I would even have to be in the bed sick. I couldn't even function. And I just told my doctor, I said, I can't do it. So then when this came back around, because again, it's in my headspace, I don't want to be this heavy. I look big. I looked in the mirror the other day, and I was like, wow, Shakima, from where I was 2 years ago to where I am 2 years later. I'm still not at my heaviest. I'm still 54 pounds from the heaviest weight I've ever been, but I'm 35 pounds up from the lightest I've been in over 30 years. And so that thing plays again in your mind. So what can I do but give up some of my creature comforts to try to feel better about myself inwardly? And then I thought, well, maybe you just need a trainer. You're paying $300 a month for medication. Maybe the trainer would be worth that money. And I just don't know. I know I've tried the nutritionist before. They don't tell me anything more than I tell myself that I do with Chat GPT. All they do for me is take up my time to sit and talk about it. I just don't have time to sit and talk about it. Give me a plan. Let me try to stick with the plan and we're going to move along. But they don't, they want to discuss. And so that's a hard sell too, trying to figure out the nutritionist part, because I don't have time to sit and just chat. Well, what do you think is the problem? Ma'am, my brain, I'll have that. So it is tough, right? Then my hormones with the estrogen leaving my body, and I'm not blaming it all on hormones. I'm not telling you I don't eat what I want to eat. I do, if I feel like it. I try not to eat out. I don't use any, we don't have any juice. We don't have any sodas. We don't have anything in this house that I would want to eat if I were choosing my own things. But no matter what I put in my mouth, I could put just watermelon. I've gained 15 pounds. I've been traveling a lot. We had graduate. This has been a tough summer with just little things that have just totally gotten me off track food wise. Now I'm on the medication and I don't want to eat. So now my body's still holding on to what I have because it feels like it's in starvation mode because I'm not eating, right? So it's this hamster wheel, but I did not count on that particular I didn't count on that yesterday. And again, going back to what I said prior, if I had known that that the medication was going to be twice the price, I would not have got my nails done. I would not. And I even scheduled another appointment for next month because I thought, well, okay, fine. I can still manage. I'm still managing fine, but I don't, I'm good. But then I got this hit. Yes, it just hit me out of nowhere because I still need the medication. That's just the truth of the matter. Medication, eating healthy, going to the gym, those are the only pieces I know to get my body back to what I would like it to be. I can't even say what it's supposed to be because I always think about that Shrek movie. You know how Princess Fiona was the princess and then she turned into the ogre. And then it was like your true self is going to come out and she stayed the ogre. She didn't go back to be the princess. I asked myself, is my true self supposed to be fat? I don't know. And I know some people don't like that word. I don't like that word, but it is a true estimation of what I feel. I feel fat. I don't feel large. I don't feel plus sized. I just feel fat. And I don't like that. I noticed when I started to, when I got 40, it was hard to lose weight after 40. I was doing real well, when I would give it my due diligence. After 40, oh no. And then I can eat a clean diet. I can eat protein, but the minute I strength train, I'm gaining the muscle and I'm not losing the fat. So the scale's not moving. I might be gaining muscle. I'm not gaining fat, but it still averages out on the scale the same way. And that's hard. So what I have started to do in the month of August is my 31 days of movement. Every single day I'm doing something. The first 2 days, the first and the second, I did the treadmill because I have a treadmill in my garage. I went right out to my garage, took my computer, put a show on, walked my 30 minutes while I watched my show. That's just absolutely honest. Yesterday was the third. I went to the gym because there was a workout. So I did Sydney, Summertime Fine workout yesterday. And I'm actually going to do a movement workout today with her that she posted before I go to church. So I'm going to change my clothes, put on church workout clothes, do my workout, go to church. And that'll be my 45 minutes of movement today. Every day is a movement of some kind, even to the fact, y'all, I had a date on Saturday and I needed to be at the meeting spot by 2 o'clock, and it was an hour drive. He was driving, and well, I met him, and then he drove. But I still had to get my workout in because I committed to myself to get my walking in, and I got my walking in. But I was late getting to the meetup spot. But I was committed, right? So I'm committed to it. It's just taxing on my finances, and I'll show you in a minute how I manage it, how I'm going to manage it. But I did not count on it, and that throws me off sometimes. It's those hidden, unexpected things that can really throw you, right? Like I said, had I known a week ago that I wasn't going to be able to keep that 149 price, I would have saved that extra $100 because that would have been the bulk of it. And then I would have not got my nails done, or maybe I would have just got my nails done and not my feet done, and that would have been the other $50. That would have absorbed it all. But I can't fully expect to have somebody bless me with $100 every month. I mean, if you want to, if the Lord tell you, go ahead, but I can't expect that. There's no expectation. I even went and checked some of my passive income sources to see if any money was coming in there. There was nothing in my my Shopify, which is my Paper Sunday. There was nothing in there. No expected, nothing expected to come in and absorb some of those costs. So I have to be okay with, how are you going to manage this, Shakim? And I think I can figure it out for this month, but I still have to manage it for next month. So how do I manage it next month? Well, September 1st, my flexible spending card activates again. I have $750 on there. I thought that was going to give me 5 months. It's actually only going to give me 2. So I have this month and the next 2 months to get a good regimen down, because I may not be able to keep it going after the next 2 months. So I know I have 3 more months to really see some traction here. And with the pill, it says it takes about a year, right? It takes about a year, because I have not seen any weight loss. From the first start to right now, I think I'm up 0.4 pounds. So from my first weigh in, when I started my very first pill, until this morning, I think I'm up 0.4 pounds. I weighed in at 196.2 the first day, and I weighed in this morning at 196.6. So I'm still up 0.4 pounds in 2 months of taking the medication. But my hunger has decreased. I'm not eating as much, I can tell. I just haven't seen the movement into the weight loss. So let me jump in, share with you my screen, and then I will talk about how we're going to manage thus far. And then we'll talk about sinking funds. All righty then. So here's my budget sheet for August 2026. I have I've already done bills. I've paid bills. I've already taken out business expenses. So we're starting off with payroll deposit, which was my summer budget, my summer cash account rolled in. Let me change that for August. This should say summer. This should say summer cash, not monthly payroll. Here we go. So my summer cash rollover was $3,123.27. I have not had any kids deposits. Hey now, how are you? I haven't had any kids deposits roll in just yet, so I'm okay there. We did get YouTube money from last month at $279.57. And then I did get that $100 blessing. So that was an unexpected gift or blessing that came in. I was thankful. So that gave us a total of $3,502.84. Scrolling down as far as where my expenses are concerned, right? $1,000 went to the mortgage. I paid $6.82 over to the principal. $212.93 went for utilities. $102.60 was for my water bill. $45 went for my cell phone. Now, next month, Jackson says he's going to pay his September phone bill. So I don't have to pick up Jackson again until October. But he won't have if he has a job by then, he can pick it up. But right now, he doesn't have a job, and he finished up his last day of work was July 31st. So in October, I'll go ahead and pick up his cell phone bill if he doesn't have a job. And his cell phone bill is like $57. Mine is $45 because I don't have a new phone. Although teachers are supposed to get a bonus. Once we get that bonus, I do plan to take a little bit of that bonus money to get a new phone. My phone is freezing up, it's overheating, it's doing stuff it's not supposed to be doing. I still have an iPhone 11 and my kids have an iPhone 17. I think Jackson has a 16, but the other kids have a 17, and Jackson, Trandon probably has whatever the latest, newest, and greatest, whatever it is. So I need to upgrade my phone, not because I just want a new phone, but for what I do with filming and pictures and sponsorship videos and blah, blah, blah. That's how I do my filming. And so I need to invest into that. And maybe I need to think about just keeping a little bit out every month of the YouTube money to save up for that. But for right now, I'm looking at my bonus, which should be in October. So maybe, let me see, August, September, and October, because I won't get it till the end of October. I may take $50 out of each of those YouTube monies and put it to the side for the cell phone, because I think it'll be like $300 and some dollars. That'll be less I have to take out of my bonus, because I do have some plans for that money. Okay, moving down, Mr. Jerome got $180 again. 60 of those was extra dollars because it was a third mowing in July. Shouldn't have been there, but that could have easily rolled into the extra cost of the GLP had I not needed to do that. But Mr. Jerome's an older gentleman. He does come. This is his primary business. And I just didn't want to say, Mr. Jerome, I only need you to come twice, because he has to work around that. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Could I have said it? Yes, I get it. My recycle, renewal, pest control, pest spray. Can I say this? I'm so thankful that I didn't have to pay that $170 for my termite inspection. I will have to pay that in September. So that put me only paying for the 3-month pest spray. So I will need to sync that fund this month for the next 3 months, right? I'll need to sync it again because they'll come back in 3 more months. So that saved me of not being of having, you know, some extra there. My Roth IRA came out at $75, moving down, moving down. The taxes I paid off of the YouTube money, I paid 15% in taxes. That was $42. Scrolling. I put in grocery money, but I have not taken any grocery money out. So that saves me a little bit, because typically that $200 would be already out. It will be accounted for on this on this actual side, but that saves, because that money is still technically in the account. $50 of the grocery preps I took out. And here's the thing that I thought about for this, because I've been using that $50 for my Dollar General, and I went and did one Dollar General haul, which was fine. And I think I spent like $20. So that left me $30 left. I was thinking about it yesterday, because I was actually going to go coupon yesterday. I was like, but Shakima, do you really need more couponing stuff? So this is where I'm making those tough choices. I like to coupon and I appreciate those things, and all of those things I will use between my household, Jackson in college, he's got a roommate, sister may move out, and I don't want them paying for those types of things. I'm very serious about that. They can have anything in there, but do I really need to go spend the money to coupon just to say I couponed? Or is there something else that I really, really need? At the moment, I don't need anything right now. I do have to put gas in my car, and I do have gas money for that, to put gas in my car. I have money in my wallet. And as soon as I go out and Jackson's with me, we'll pump gas. But that was a question I had to ask myself. Am I going to continue using that $50 for couponing? Am I going to use it for food preps, because we're trying to do a pantry challenge right now? Or do I even need that in my budget at all? Scrolling down again, the personal care. I went to get my nails done. I got my nails and my feet. It was $110. Now I got a different treatment for my feet. The nail place I went has changed some stuff. I don't think I would get that same treatment again next time. I didn't feel like grand or anything more than what I was getting before, except they had these hot stone things. But I don't think I'll get that again. I'll just get the regular, and it should be right at the $100. But had I known, I wouldn't have gotten it done at all. Then you see that extra $151. I had to get my nails done to go to the pastor's conference. That was $51.50, including a tip. And then the extra 100 is from that blessing. So I put it in and washed it out. So typically I'm not spending that much money. I haven't got my hair done again. The color is kind of, my roots are growing back in darker. I'm leaving it the way it is. I'm not doing anything extra. Scrolling down to the dentist bill of $141 and change. Now I still have about 2 weeks to pay that bill, because like 30 days, right? So I figured, this is how I came up with it yesterday. I haven't paid that dentist bill yet. So because I haven't paid that dentist bill yet, I absorbed that into the GLP-1 price. That didn't give me quite the $299. It gave me $291, which was closer to the $299 than the $149. So I just had to come up with $8 more. It works out in the wash, and then I will pick up that $142 later on down the line in the month. Did I want to do that? Of course not. But I don't typically have a third dentist bill either. They started me going every 3 months. No, every 4 months instead of every 3 months. So that puts me at 3 cleanings a year. That's for the extra cleaning. And if it's going to charge me that way and not charge my insurance like the lady said they should, then I'm not going to do it. I'll just go back to twice a year, because they pay for that. I'm not going to be paying for getting my teeth cleaned. I'll just have to figure out how to clean them at home the best way I know how. So I'm not having, I have behind my teeth in the back, these teeth at the bottom, I tend to build up a lot of plaque there. And it's even after she cleans my teeth now, that plaque, it's like it's a super builder, which is why he told me to come in one more extra time. But I'm still not going to do it. I'm just going to have to either use the water pick, or floss twice as much, or whatever the case is. But it's this main back teeth behind these bottom teeth that are the worst area. And it just is like a super builder. Even the lady, she was like, wow, you build it fast. It's as soon as she cleaned my teeth, I feel like it's growing again. I have not put any money in Jackson's savings account yet, because I haven't got any child's deposit yet. I took out the dog money in cash this time. And here's why I did that. Typically, I just use my card to buy their food and to get their medication. When I go to the vet's office and I buy their medication, they get their Simparica Trio. That's their heartworm, flea, and tick meds for both of them. They're now charging a 3% charge if you use your credit card or a debit card, whatever card. I don't want to be charging the 3%. The same at the nail place. If you use your credit card or your debit card, they're going to charge you a 3% fee, because they don't want to pay the fee for charging your card. So they're passing it on to you. So I thought about it. I was like, I pay it every single time, but why should I pay it for this convenience? I'll just get the cash out and they'll have to deal with the cash. That's what it is. So I got $150 out. I got their food and I got their heartworm meds. So the dogs are done for this month. My life insurance did come out. That came out this week. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. It was $43.80. And again, that's one of those Shamika things. She is determined that I need to have all this life insurance. I have insurance. I've got all the things, but it's not quite enough to make her feel any better. And so I'm going to make her feel as better as I can. I don't know. It's a policy that comes through the credit union. It's already, but they automatically withdraw it out of your account, which is fine. Gas, I put $300, but I only took $100 out because out of my summer deposit, there was $123 and some change. That was interest. So I took $100 out of that deposit for gas. So I have gas money in my purse. Jackson also gave me gas money, but I had to split with sister because I was at a pastor's conference and sister took him to work some days and picked him up. So I split the money with her. but I do have gas money in my purse. Scrolling down, I do have to think about my car insurance. I did get my taxes to get my registration in September, right? September 30th is when I need to get my registration. It's $72 and some change, which is what it typically is every time. So I'm not worried about that right now. But the car insurance, I think I'm going to try to divide that by 4. It should be about $43 a week if I divide it out right. For tithes, so far I paid $28. $75 was a offering. And then for my business expense, it was $158, which is that YouTube money, subtract the taxes. Then I take that what's left and I transfer it over to the business account. And the reason I did that, I just didn't want to keep the business money in my personal account in case I ever had to do, and if my books ever got audited, which I can because I filed that on my personal taxes, but I just like to keep it separate in my brain. So I just wanted to make sure I'm keeping everything separate and I keep separate receipts for that versus my personal stuff. That leaves me with a total of $550.01 out of the $3,500 that came in thus far. If I look at what I budgeted versus what's actual, I'm really only about $64 off from those two things. So I should have enough to cover everything, but I want to make sure that I can cover what needs to be covered moving forward, just in my particular money. I never like to count in child support because I never know from time to time what's going to happen. My ex has been good about it. I've not had any issues in a long, long, long time, thank God. And so I try to make sure that we keep that the way it is and I don't have to fight him over anything. So I always try to cover the main bills in my paycheck and not have to worry about that over here. So everything should be good. $550 is left. I could easily put the car insurance into that. I could easily do the dental 170 plus 100, that's 200 and some extra, 300 and some change. Gas I'll need to get, so that's maybe another 100. And then if I added in groceries, that would be the entire amount. I still have to pay though Netflix, my gym. I'm going to pause Jackson's gym for 2 months and then I'll cancel it after 2 months. And then I have some sinking funds that I have to deal with. So let's look and jump over to see what sinking funds need to actually be dealt with. So if I go back into the sheet for sinking funds, because I've just dealt with the budget. Now, if we're looking at sinking funds, we're going to start this sinking fund in August. So we're starting in August. We'll go through December, then we'll back ourselves up to January and we'll work backwards. So I'm going to say this is 2026 through 2027. That way I know we'll be working ourselves backwards. So I'm going to start sinking funds in August. So I know for sure I have to do the dogs, right? So I'm just going to say $50 for the dogs. My post office box is, I think it's $17. Okay, Christmas, I only have to do one gift. That's for Jackson, right? So Jackson is going to get $150. He's not going to get it in August. Sorry, I have Jackson. We did Secret Santa, and Jackson's my Santa, but he in the bathroom. I hope he didn't hear me. Lord Jesus. One of my children is the secret. I have one Secret Santa person, but I am going to get all of my children something. So the one thing I'm going to get everybody, and they all need this, is everybody's getting one of those portable chargers. If you've seen Sarah at Our Tribe of Many, she shows those chargers. You can just sit on top of your phone and they charge it for several charging times. Shamika is terrible about charging her phone. We all have Life 360, and it tells us 5% battery, driving privileges suspended or something for Shamika every single time. And Jackson's real bad about his phone charging. So I'm going to get all of those kids one of those chargeable things for their cell phones, because I am tired of worrying about why your phone is not working. I saw something yesterday. It was on a reel or a TikTok or something. And this mom was trying to tell her daughters about these safe words. If you need me, send a red heart. Here's a code word. She said, always make sure your phone is charged. If your phone is dead and you text me, how can I get to you? Because your phone's going to be off. I don't know where your pin is. I don't know anything. And I just can't run that risk for my kids. So that's something I worry about. They don't need clothes. They don't need, regular kid stuff. And everybody exchanged the name. So if they get a fun gift, it's from whoever picked their name, right? So they're getting the charger. But I won't sync that fund right now. I don't have any vacations planned. Amazon Prime is $13. It's actually going to be, I'm going to do 15 for Amazon Prime because it's like 143 and some change. Recycling, that paid out in July. So I think that's $16? $16. The yearly pest spray comes out in September. That's going to be $170. Insurance is $170. Now, somebody asked me, why do I count insurance as a sinking fund? The reason I count insurance as a sinking fund is because I don't pay it monthly. I pay it by the 6 months. So I'm looking at whatever the big chunk is for the 6 months, and then I just put money into an account for that. So when that big chunk is due, then I put it that way. I hope I'm explaining what they asked me correctly. PureFlix is $11, and I am very seriously considering not doing PureFlix because over the time, some of I think the leadership has changed, and there's been some issues. There's another one called Angel that I might like a little better. And then really, in all honesty, most of those videos I can find on the Roku channel. I can find on YouTube. I can find just in different places without having to pay for the subscription. And so if that's the case, then I for sure may just use that instead of paying a monthly subscription for something that I can just find those resources in other places. My registration doesn't come due till September at $75. My pest control is going to be $28. Now, I don't know how I came up with $340. Oh, it's $85 every 3 months. That's how. So I just got it sprayed July 31st. So I need to sink $28 into my pest control. That's my 3-month spray. Oil change. I just got my oil changed. It's going to come up again soon. So I'm going to leave that for right now. The state fair. So we are going to the state fair this year. Fingers crossed if we can work out our schedules. But I am not concerned about spending any money for the state fair because I know my boyfriend will take care of it. He'll buy the tickets. He'll pay for the food. He'll pay for the gas. And we'll drive up and we'll come back. That's just, we'll go early and we'll come back in the evening time, which will be perfectly fine because we are within driving distance. Okay, I did say that I was saving up for my wedding dress. I have not put any money aside for that because I haven't been asked to be married yet, but I still do have faith that the Lord is faithful. That's not a priority at the moment. So I'm leaving that where it is. Floors, I'm going to leave the floors for now. Because I bought a rug. So we're okay with that. Moving down. Friendsgiving. This was great. Friendsgiving. We were in between wings and things. And then I was talking to my boyfriend the other night about just some things we've done in the house. And pie night came up again. And I said, you know what? I could do pie night for Friendsgiving, and the kids and I could do shepherd's pie. So when you do a pie night, because I got this from Kimmy, she's in her apron, everybody that comes brings a pie of some kind. We'll do the main dish as far as being the shepherd's pie, which is the meat, the mashed potatoes, and the vegetables. And we'll do all of that. We can get the gravy. We can get the mashed potatoes on sale because it's going to be right around the Thanksgiving time. So all that stuff is a little bit cheaper, but I'm not going to do anything with Friendsgiving until November. Scrolling on down. I did run into the issue with groceries this year. Trying to manage having groceries for the summer because I didn't take out summer grocery money. So you guys put down in the comments, those of you who've been watching me for a while, do you think I should try to manage summer groceries like I did before? Or do you think I should just take it out of the $4,000 that's going to be in my account in the summer next summer? Y'all let me know what you think, because it'll be $4,000 in June and $4,000 in July. I can manage groceries at $500 a month, which would give me $3,500 to spend on expenses. But, you know, those unexpected things, I'm just not sure. Other than that, those are the sinking funds that I have for August, which is going to give me a total of $307 for sinking funds. And most of that is coming from the car insurance, right? So if I took the car insurance out, it would be very, very few sinking fund. It would not be a ton. So those are the sinking funds that I'm planning for the month of August. And then we'll see. We're supposed to get a raise. I don't know what that looks like. I'm going to have to manage to see what that raise does look like when I go back to work and I get a first paycheck August the 31st, to see how I can manage more of those funds and take care of the majority of the bills. So that is the budget update and the sinking funds that I'm planning for the month of August. Something else may change, something else may come in, a blessing. The other thing is I have a Poshmark closet up. I don't get a lot of hits on that, but I've been seeing a lot on Vinted or Depop. So I'm thinking about doing one of those. But again, that's another app on my phone, and I don't have a lot of space for apps on my phone, which is why I'm going to get another phone, because I can get 1 terabyte of storage. I'm trying to get storage and the filming capabilities. So either Vinted or Depop, but I get a lot of Goodwill deals, and I just really need to take that and make money, right? I'm going to see if I can't do one of the two of those. Not real sure which is going to be most beneficial, because I know some people do one over the other, and trying to manage a lot of platforms is just, you know, it's a challenge at times. But that's where we are. Again, $550 remains. That's enough to cover all of my sinking funds, including the car insurance. But what am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? I don't think I'm forgetting anything right now, but I think that's everything for the moment. Groceries. I didn't count groceries, but we do have food. And so if I needed to buy anything, it would just be eggs. I don't buy milk. I don't buy bread. I don't buy cheese. So really just eggs for the protein. If I needed to buy anything from the grocery store, that's what it would be. I do still have a little bit from the preps for some couponing from Dollar General, or I can buy eggs, right? And I have gas money. So groceries and gas in that, plus the sinking funds, plus the car insurance. So we'll see how it all works out in the wash. But there it is. Get those budgets done. Be realistic with yourself. And these are the conversations that I have to have. Do I really need the medication, or can I go cold turkey and do it on my own? Y'all, I have muscles, right? I've got them. They're in there. All that working out, all of this above is muscle. This here is just still residual fat, right? So I'm in the gym. I'm doing it. I really am doing it. I mean, you can see it more defined on this side, but it's still not making the biggest impact in my life. Every time I get my hormone replacement therapy, that's $15. Every time Jackson gets an inhaler, that's $15 or $6, or he has to have 3 medications. That's more money, which I didn't have to count in my budget before. But when we went to the new insurance, different things. Every time we go to the doctor, That's another $30 copay, which we didn't have before. Just implemented that in June, that even if you go to a well visit or a sick visit or any visit, it's now $30. We used to go for free. So it's all of the, and I heard the insurance is going up. So again, I'm getting a raise, but the insurance is going up. And I didn't get a great raise because I'm 27 years, I'm going into my 28th year of teaching. So who's to say, right? We all out here doing the very best we can, but that's what we do, the very best we can. Don't lie to yourself, Shakima. Don't tell yourself that it's much better than this or you can manage it this way. Y'all, the truth is, I may just not be able to get my nails done. I like it, but I can just get some press-ons from somewhere and press them on, right? Or not. I'm going to go out in the garden anyway. It's not going to matter. But I just like it. It makes me feel pretty. It makes me feel feminine. It makes me feel like a woman. No, I'm not going to ask my boyfriend to pay for my nails. I'm just not. He would, but I'm not asking him to pay for that because this is what I like to do for myself, right? When you meet me at the place you meet me, this is how I'm able to take care of myself, right? So that we don't share expenses. He lives at his house. I live at my house. So I would not expect him to come in and take care of my expenses. Although, can I just tell y'all, I'm going to say it because I want to. Y'all like the video. Let me just tell you the caliber of the man that I am with, that God has blessed me with, because I didn't pick, God picked. I had some issues getting my money dumped in from my summer cash. And once I got all that figured out, and we talked later, and I said, yeah, I had to go to the bank, and this was my issue, and my deposit wasn't what it was supposed to be, and all the things. And I went through everything that happened. And he says, but are you okay? Do you have everything you need? Because I know if I would have said, you know, babe, I'm short here, he would have said, hey, let's not worry about it. I got it. He would have come through. But to expect that, I'm not expecting that. I share certain things just because I'm talking. Like I'm talking, I share my bills with y'all. Why wouldn't I share them with him, you know, or my process? But I share them without the expectation that he's going to take care of the issue because I have my own, he has his own, and that's just how moment because we don't join lives. It's not that. So that's kind of where we are. Anywho, y'all, there it is. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. Like the video for me. That helps us, y'all. That just helps us. And I will be back live later. No, I won't be live later tonight because I have church. I'll be live tomorrow to talk a little bit about the dating process, empty nesting, and some questions that I got. I'm probably going to post on the community tab. If you have any questions for me, post them over there. And that way I will be able to do a live Q&A. But I think I'll do that tomorrow night. But anywho, liking the video, sharing, subscribing, following the journey just helps us. That's how we got that $279 for YouTube last month, was because my views were up. And that helps us out. So I appreciate you all so much. Like the video, share, subscribe, do all the things. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye now. Thank y'all for joining.